Nata, the one and only, came and cleaned it right out, like completely. Got some collagen. Whoa, got some of that today. That's good. Cleaned everything. Clean that, clean that, clean that, clean those, clean here, clean here, clean here, cleaned in here. Organized everything. Wow, we're rich. Man, we're so rich. Got some bones. Got everything. It's going to be really, really calming and yeah, just calm. The corner sofa here, sit down, table here, computer on top, probably TV over there, projector there, Bertie's chair there, a few filing cabinets here, maybe another couch there, maybe a chair there, like a cloudliner, maybe 2 cloudliners here, and I don't know, maybe a little gym area back there. Who knows? This is 50 square meters, and this is my office. I mean, I remember when this was my workshop. Yeah, it was called Blazy Tech Times. You remember that? Blazy Tech. Still haven't finished it. Man, it's good. It's good to reflect on stuff. Like that's what age is good for, I think. We could have finished so many things, but who cares? Who cares about it? I do think about things through those lens. I do look at things through those lens. What could have been, but I don't attach emotions to it, or at least I try not to. Obviously, sometimes I slip, but I try not to attach emotions, negative, especially positive emotions. You can attach to anything, and I don't want to do you any harm. But if I finished Blazy Tank, maybe I wouldn't have been ready for all that wealth. Who knows? Maybe I needed to become a chiller person before I got super rich. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm happy with the way my personality is evolving. I've been more and more relaxed, wiser, just wisening up and gaining the ability to just listen to whatever and keep calm. Just listen to, man, even if I think it's complete bullshit, just listen to it, observe, learn, and then make decisions accordingly instead of jumping to conclusions and prejudging what people want to say. Why am I videoing this? Because to me this is a very important stepping stone made of concrete. This office to be nice. Walls will be painted, lights will go back up on the wall. I'll show you, I think I've shown you the holders I designed. I got them from steel. I got them back here when I feel like welding a little. Weld them together and you'll see that does need powder coating though. I can't powder coat them because I don't have a powder in the shop anymore. I might just spray paint it. That's a crime though. But imagine it, people like fucking get this through your head. I'm always talking to myself, you know, always in these videos, always talking to myself. Not even a future me talking to a past me, and not even a current me talking to a future self. It's me in the present moment talking to my present self. I might address it to other people, but we never really say anything that's meant for anyone else more than it is meant for ourselves. And when I get snotty a little, I think, what's wrong? And it's quite windy now, about 15 degrees, and I'm out here in flip-flops. So I was like, well, oh. So, what was I saying? What was I going on about? Yo, yeah, get it to me, Ananda, get this through your head, like currently, right now, what do you need to powder coat? Apart from the knowledge of knowing how to powder coat, like that comes pretty easy. About a month of practice will get you pretty decent powder coater. Like it's not like art in like painting or whatever, photography or martial arts or any sort of art. Like you progress and you may plateau out a little and then you progress some more or whatever. Powder coating, I think you can reach it pretty soon. The top, not as in you can coat with your left hand with your eyes closed, 3rd layer hot, I'm not saying that. Like that takes time, but it's edge cases of powder coating. What I'm talking about is just having a piece of metal and wanting to recolor it. Now that doesn't really take much time to master. So let's set that aside and think about what else is needed. You need a spray booth. You need to talk to all of these companies. You can obviously just order it, but they'll send out a salesperson. I've got nothing against not a sales representative. Like nice guys, man, I've met, but it's just hassle. I don't like friction, and money doesn't like friction, and in the industry doesn't like friction. And when people have to be mobilized, in my mind, that's friction. It's friction of their tires on the road. It's let's not get into it. So you need to get in touch with these companies. You need a spray booth. You need a gun. You can get that from the same company. Spray booth and a gun. What else do you need? You need an oven, obviously. You can get that from the same company usually too. You need an oven. Now what else do you need? You don't really need much. But you can't really coat small quantities. Maybe if you get a lab gun with a lab container, then you can do it. But then you can't coat big. You can take off your lab container, whatever. Now you'll order an Iron Rainbow cartridge trolley, powder trolley with a robot. Down the line, the robot's gonna fit inside it. Pretty neat. There are gonna be smaller versions, like 10 cartridge. Even one cartridge would do the job, man, for a small shop. Smaller robot. But you need a scanner gate. Obviously, right now it's cheaper, man. I was trying to get at why it would be more economical to get a robotic system to coat your one-off things, but yeah, it really doesn't work. The math really doesn't work. Spending $100,000 instead of spending like 15. I was coming from my point of view as a manufacturer of these machines. I'll obviously be hooked up with them. So to me, it will be like, oh, obvious, man. I got robotic surface protection coating system out back. So I just toss in the part and it goes through the conveyor system and it comes out the color. I choose it on the app. But not everybody's gonna be CEO of Iron Rainbow. So whatever. Forget it. Forget the past 4 minutes. No, I'm just joking. It will be very, very, very economically viable for those mass-producing stuff, and just job shops in general, man. They're forking out $100,000 on a system that does the coding for you indefinitely, 24 hours a day, with increasing precision. Like human precision doesn't really increase. It increases to a certain level. As I said, you plateau out pretty quickly in powder coating, and then that's your turnover rate or success rate in coding stuff. Yeah, on worst days you'll be below it, and on superb days after I don't know what line of code, good sex or whatever, you might do better. I don't know, but that's not even important. The important fact is once machine learning kicks in, then the world's cumulative knowledge of powder coating, as in the world's, I mean Iron Rainbows, and all the users' feedback, because for a machine learning loop, you need a feedback loop. And without people, without prior teaching, I mean, it depends. It depends what sensory equipment we utilize, what measurement tools we give the robot. Because I wanted to say that it will require people's inputs to decide whether a paint job is successful or not, and if not, in what ways, and if successful, how successful. But if it's not 100% successful, then it means it's not successful, and then in what ways kicks in. So either people feed it, people will look at the part and be like, okay, highlight it on the app. Here, you made a mistake. The robot needs to identify the mistake. The people won't be feeding it the mistakes. They will feed it data, like layer thickness, or evenness, or whatever, something in the baking schedule that the parts, certain part didn't reach the set temperature at the set time, and that resulted in a impartial cure. Impartial? Is that even a word? Man, what the fuck is up with my English? So as it evolves, as it learns more parts, more types of surfaces, and meeting, intersection, meeting. How am I holding the camera? What is going on, people? Like, tell me, what is going? What the fuck? Intersections of part geometry, as it observes codes and gathers feedback from those codings more and more, the system will be more and more precise with less failure, which can't really be said of a human up to a certain point. Like, everyone depletes their own range of precision pretty quickly, as in they reach their maximum stage, but this machine's maximum stage won't be a lot higher. I'm willing to bet that it will outcode people, and it will grow more. Yeah, more data. Imagine if one person, one powder coder, could learn as much or know as much as 1,000 powder coders. Like, at any given moment in time, there's loads of people powder coding in the world. And if that's one system powder coding in a multitude of areas, but you don't have to geographically spread it out, just areas on a part. It's a singular system with thousands of guns at its hand, then you can do the math. The knowledge compounds very much. It compounds very much. To keep it simple, but tired of looking for words. Oh, it would be nice to live in an English-speaking part of the world at some point. Just to oil up my English is getting a little rusty. I can feel it at times, like looking for words. But how is that even possible? Speak a language and look for words. What was that? What was I doing? I was making some tea. Drinking collagen. I don't know. Look at this. This doesn't look too good. There's like loads of algae in it. Is the water green too? No. Huh. You can't be fussy. I'm listening to Lex Friedman's podcasts a lot these days, and some great guests on it. Like, Lex likes to suffer. He believes deeply in self-imposed suffering to strengthen the mind, I assume. And I'm trying it. I'm picking up certain aspects of it. It's just exciting. I used to be a big believer in it myself. I'm just taking this detour in my mind, showing you the algae and with the water. I cleaned up after one of the hamburger making nights. Cleaned up here, and I ate everything that I cleaned up of the desks or the counters. I almost ate the paper towel as well. I was like, no, maybe next time. But I ate all the leftovers from, like, wipe your table off and eat that. Nice. It's not a suggestion. I'm just saying what was going through my head. Why not? Why not? I don't think this, after living in a workshop for so much time, I don't think it's shit from the kitchen table that's gonna kill me. I don't think so. Or get me sick, for that matter. Well, that matters. Shut up, Nanda. Okay, I think... Oh, no, I didn't show you everything I wanted to show you. I planted some strawberries today, but I would need to go out and flip-flops, or whatever. I'll show you, maybe I'll show you tomorrow. Maybe I'll get my tea ready and I'll show you the strawberries. Smoke a little some, roll a little some, kick back and blows. No. And then I said I'll be back at the strawberries, but first, have a listen to this. It's crazy, I don't know. It's got a pretty nice microphone, 5.1. microphone. What's up? With me. Anyways, the difference is audible even when I speak. Man, I was putting the honey in the tea, and I dropped the spoon, and it was such a different audiological experience. The echo finds its way back into the room, into this room. It's crazy. I haven't really been playing around with acoustics of rooms very much. It's fascinating, isn't it, how much stuff matters in a room. Some people who are like audiophile people can tell the difference whether like you misplace an object in their studio, a vase, or I don't know, maybe even a microphone, not a microphone turned on. Like, I don't know, it's crazy what some people can hear. I was just playing around here and I could hear the difference. Anyways, what up with those strawberries, man? I'm English. Let me put some milk in this. Okay, now we can get this to strawberries. Well, the other day I came up with some nice slogans, and what's that called? Ad copy. Now Dad came up with a slogan: "Sky's the limit" for Cloudliner. It's pretty cool, isn't it? For clouds, I mean, sky is the limit. Ooh, that is tasty. Came up with, what's your position? Trade from a cloud, make it rain. What's your position, as in? These are all targeted ads. What's your position, as in both your body and your trading position? TP on higher highs, SL on lower backs. Woo! And Andy, you're on fire. What's up? I had pulled out a tick from my finger today after this planting session, so I'm a little bit scared to tread like this. But should be good. We'll be quick. Whoa! There's my little garden. Trade. Nice. So that's garlic. I know it's yellowed out because I brought it about a week ago. You see it, and it's a little fucked. So I discarded the rest. And I got little strawberries too in there. And that's strawberry. A strawberry too over there. I had a 16. Is this 16? No, this is just 3 meters. This is 3, and it was a blah. Yeah, so that's about 9. What the fuck's it's called? 9 square meters of land here that I had dug up, and I'll fill it with something. I wanted to plant some potatoes that sprouted in our vegetable container in the kitchen, but not I threw them away unknowingly. I'll plant some peas, maybe beans, potatoes. I want to take a stab at this vegetable growing, self-sustaining culture because I want to. I've been distilling this in my mind, this thought of providing humanity with a recipe for living, not in a philosophical way, more in a physical way of what are our needs. And I'm not gonna deal with the sex part of it, like that's not up to me. What I will address is food, shelter, and commodities. No, not commodities. What do you call them? Stuff that you use, vehicles that you use to travel, your toothbrush, your flip-flops, like loads of things. And I want to make a suggestion for all of them. This is for the later part of my life. Maybe not the later part of it, but not now. It's not now. Maybe 10 years from now I'll start at it and start hitting it harder. I need a lot more knowledge of what life is before I can even begin this journey. But I already feel it coming. Like I already feel it boiling inside of me of wanting to make life cheaper for everyone. Cheaper as in less sacrifice for the same level of comfort on this planet, or any planet for that matter that we'll be on. Because in my mind, we've already surpassed, technologically, already surpassed what we need for a lot more people to live a lot more comfortably than what currently is the case. And instead of just being sad about that and sorry for ourselves, I thought, what is it that I can actually do? And that doing involves doing something like Kimball Musk, Elon's brother, and he got these containers, shipping containers, in which he grows food, vertical farming. That really excites me, but I hardly know how to plant a strawberry, so I was like, let's learn about this a little. And expanding your mental library or inventory of skills, of processes in the world opens up so many more doors. I think that's exponential. Like you got two parts. You know how you can combine those two parts it's in one way. Like you put those two together. But if you got four parts, now you can combine that in a lot more ways. And the same goes with knowledge. Like that this is about knowledge. That was an engineering reference. But it's the same with knowledge. Knowledge about processes. Like you know how to do one thing, you know how to do the other thing, you know how to do a dozen things. Now the amount of new ways to do any of those things that you can come up with increases exponentially in my mind. So that's why I'm excited and eager to learn what I don't know, but I think is useful. And I think producing your food is very useful. Very useful. Look at all this area. I know I'm very privileged to be living here. And this country in general, if you research it a little, it's fascinating how well we're located. But look at all this vegetation here. This is, from a human point of view, apart from the oxygen that they produce, is wasted. This land, this land that you see from here. Let me look in the viewfinder. Yeah, this amount of green area, maybe, yeah, with those trees over there especially. But just this little plot of land here, maybe by the road there, that could feed me. I'm sure it could feed me for life. Especially if I fast a little, we don't need too much food to function well. If I use it wisely. Now imagine about half of this in area, but 10 stories high. 10 not human stories as a building, but 10 plant stories. What a plant needs. Like what's the story height for strawberries? I don't know. 10 inches, maybe. Yeah, that's right. I used inches because that's what they're good for, measuring plant height and random imprecise stuff like that. But around 10 inches is plenty for strawberries. Obviously, you need to factor in the light, what angle it needs to hit the leaves, and what distance it needs to be from each leaf to not burn them. And yeah, there's plenty of factors to take into consideration, but not too many. That's my point. That vegetable growing can be severely automated. It already is. Like, I'm not trying to sound like I'm making any of this up. I'm just saying that it needs to be taken to a level that is currently unheard of and unthinkable to most people with economies of scale. And whenever I embark on an endeavor of such magnitude, I always go back to. Sorry, I need to just reposition my grip on this tea. I go back to weights. Like, okay, you need a shipping container. What's it weigh? And what is it? I don't know. 2 tons, 3 tons. So okay, we need that much steel, but do we need that much steel? We have it because it's a shipping container. It's durable. It's whatever. So what are other materials? Maybe you could print it. Maybe you get the printer and you print your garden. You print the building in which you grow your foods. So you print everything out. So you just get the printer and you get the material. What is the material? Blah, blah, blah. And you go back to weights and you'll end up with millions of tons of stuff that's required. And I'm thinking about, okay, like if I want to make this a recipe for life, that means billions of people will use this service. So that means I need to go back to the bare minimum. I need to go underground with margins. And how do you go underground with margins? Go beyond being non-profit. You go into the mines. You buy mines, and that way you can lower your costs, and that way lower prices for consumers. That's unparalleled. Basically, economies of scale fucking fascinate me to beyond most things. How companies are able to turn such profits and how we're willing to give them such profits. I'm not saying it's bad. Free market capitalism is, whoa, I think that's the way. But at some point we need to draw the line between greed and justified profit. And I think I'll make plenty of justified profit along my way before I start this. And I will draw that line. And it will be a very wide line. As in, you look at the prices of that company, whatever it will be called, and you'll be like, how the fuck is that even possible? That's below manufacturing costs, but it's not below mining costs, is it? So, and I mean mining, well, like, just do the math. What do you need to mine? I'm not gonna go into this, man. I could do 3 hours on this right now, just crouching down here, but I'm not going to. Just imagine, what do you need? Mining. Okay, what makes mining expensive? You need machines. What are machines made of? Other stuff that's mined. And once you're at that level in your calculations, in your execution, obviously you're doing your calculations, and I can do them now, but it doesn't mean I'll be able to produce these goods at that low prices tomorrow. And your execution, when you're at that level, that you own the mines, then you own the factories, and you make all the machines that make the machines. Then prices take on a different form. They become something very, very foreign to us in this world currently. But in my mind, in my utopia that I cherish in my mind, it's reality. That, like, all those margins, all those layers of trade that go onto everything before it gets to you is just taxing the planet. Like, what the fuck? You're the planet, so you're being taxed on consuming yourself. Like, that's fucked up. But on the other hand, you have to understand that the people need to be rewarded to do magnificent stuff. Like, who would do insane things if it wasn't rewarded properly? If we take communism as a starting point, like, why would you strive to build something awesome in a communist world where you couldn't get ahead even if you did it? You would just be complacent and do what everyone else does, or have your share of universal basic income and not really think about the broader impact that you could have and the far-fetching future that gets formed in the present, or far-reaching future. You would just not think about it, because what would be the motivation? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Part of my motivation, obviously, if it didn't exist, I would still do it. If money didn't exist and if I didn't get rewarded with anything for all this, I still don't know what else I would do, man. Maybe I don't know, I would go on a sex rampage for a year, and then I'd be like, okay, now what the fuck, let's get back to doing what I actually love doing, which is building more efficient machines and systems. Like, if it wasn't for the monetary reward, maybe my motivation would be a little lower. Not my motivation, my sense of urgency would be lower, because I want to get shit tons of money while I'm still young, just so I can live it up. But if that didn't exist, that option to get rich, then I would be like, okay, let's just chill out and take it step by step, however long it takes me, whatever. You see the difference? So on one hand, you could say, why is everything so expensive? Like it just all comes from underground. But on the other hand, you can completely justify it. So I'm not saying CEOs are wrong or companies are wrong. It's a very light hedgehog. I'm not saying they're wrong to make a profit. That's just the way commerce works, business works. I'm just saying that once you made enough profit and you're willing to make that sacrifice of no more, of that's it, I'm turning non-profit, got what I got, then you can make magic happen. Or I believe I will be able to. You, you're able to, I'm sure. It's a question of, are you motivated enough in the right direction to do so? So I can't speak for yourself. I can only hypothetically speak for myself, because I can't really speak for a rich self of me yet. It hasn't happened. But I believe it won't change me drastically to steer me away from this goal, because it's who I am to the core. Efficiency and seeing people smile unconditionally is what I'm living for, basically. I think I can safely say that. It makes me happy too. It sounds good, man. Not in a superficial way. Like, oh, that sounds good, but according to my ideals, that's a worthwhile existence. Obviously, that's why I still live, I guess. Anyways, man, this has been so long-winded. Almost finished my tea. I'm gonna get back to drawing. I'm drawing the carbon parts of the robot. Actually, the molds for them. So it's May the 3rd now, I think. Yeah, it's the 3rd of May. Uh, I think in May we'll see them milled, which is crazy, isn't it? 2 years ago in May, the harmonic drive arrived. Like, if it was a big company with engineers working on the problem, these molds could have been made 2 years ago in August. So maybe 4 months from their arrival, or 3, 4, 5 months from their arrival. But now it's taken 24 months, although we've been doing quite a lot in between. And just a few of us, handful of people, sat in Hungary, making it happen. Let's go! See ya.